Okay, so everyone probably already knows this by now, but Old School RuneScape has been in talks about creating a new skill. They just ran a poll like a couple of weeks ago. I don't really quite remember. I've been kind of off the RuneScape grid as of late, but they wanted to release, they've been talking about a new one for years now, and they finally are like, you know what, we're doing this. Even if you nerds tell us no, we're going to keep doing it until you say yes. So they gave us 3 choices, which was between sailing, shamanism, I think, and taming was the other one. Now, I'll be honest with you here. When I was voting, and I did vote, and you should have voted too, by the way. If you're going to be picky about this, you should have voted. I chose shamanism as my first choice, just purely because it seemed like the most different and unique of the skill choices, with sailing being my second choice. Now, as you probably already know by now, sailing is the one that won the poll. It was the most chosen of the 3 skills. Taming, I was like, that sounds kind of lame and garbage, mainly because, well, you already have pets, and it takes away the specialness of the pets that we already have, like that you have to earn through countless hours of grinding. So I was like, skip that, miss me with that ish. So instead, I thought shamanism seemed like the most unique, although it kind of was like herb lore and, some other of the skills that were already there. I will agree that sailing definitely seems to be the most I guess, different from all of the other skills that are out there on the game. Now, it's not quite my favorite of the 3 choices, purely because, well, I think it also seems kind of lame. Now, I figured I would make this video just to basically give you my old, washed-up RuneScape opinion. I haven't played RuneScape in probably about, I don't know, maybe almost a year. Like, constantly. I played it for like a week or 2 there for a couple of months, but not like a constant player logging on every day, actively being in the community, making these choices and actually like contributing to the old school RuneScape community. So I've just kind of been sitting on the sidelines reading these polls, and they just released a new one. This was May 5th. So 3 days ago, as I'm recording this on the 8th. And this video will go up tomorrow on the 9th. So it's kind of oldish news by the time you're seeing this video, but I thought I'd take this opportunity to give my overall kind of view on sailing coming to old school RuneScape. And if you don't know, if you weren't around a long time ago, they actually pitched this, years ago as a joke, I think, or maybe it wasn't a joke. Maybe they were being legit about it, and the community was like, that sounds freaking dumb, don't do it, Jagex. And then they didn't, because Jagex always listens to us, because they love us and they're a good company.
I'm like, what did they fuck me for?
So, they finally were like, you know what? And there's like some conspiracies out there that people are like, Jagex is gonna pick sailing the whole time, bro. They've had sailing planned since the beginning. Clapping hands emoji. And it turns out, maybe they did, I don't freaking know. But we're gonna talk about it today and what I think about it and kind of where they're going with it, because, well, I figured you'd want my opinion, even if you don't. Well, here it is. Now, they want to see more information about it, how's it gonna look? I can agree, because right now I'm trying to picture some of the finer details, which we're going to get into here in just a moment, and I just can't quite see how it's going to, because if you think about the overall, like, ocean space in Gilligan's Island, there's not, like, a lot of open sea. There's Karamja, right? Sure, that's about it. And then there's, the Pest Control Island. There's another, Brimhaven. That's like the only wide open seas I can imagine that are connecting, at least. Like, there's some probably out in, like, I don't know, some other place I've never even been to, because I feel like I haven't even played half of the game, what it has to offer. But just thinking off the top of the dome, I feel like there's not a lot of water in the game, but maybe I'm just freaking crazy, bro. Alright, so we're starting off strong here with navigation, which to me does seem like the biggest part of the overall skill, and that's kind of what we told Jagex too, right? Their impression was that we're mixed about it, right? It's a controversial topic, not like Odablock getting banned, but more so, right? Because even the most supportive sailors, we can't figure out how this is gonna look, dude. There's point and click, which is how we walk around now, right? That seems to me like that's gonna be pretty clunky. Trying to navigate, like, what if you're in a massive ocean battle with a kraken, and you're just like, can you hear me clicking? I can't move fast enough, dude! And then you get overtaken by the swamp monster, and then someone's blasting you with a cannon, and you're just like, trying to click through the deck. And then what if you lag, or if you have like a poor connection, and you like overclick, and then you're clicking all over the map? That just seems bad. I feel like for this movement to work, it's got to have momentum. You got to be able to move fluidly. And I feel like WASD or WASD would be the easiest. Now, you can use the mouse, like the mouse wheel. You know how you can hold the middle mouse button down and you can like turn the camera with like almost like a motion control if you hold the middle mouse button down. I feel like that might be smart, but look at this. WASD movement, 7% of preferences? What? What? A combination of both point and click, though, is at the top of it. The middle, 27%. But point and click overall is the top. What the frick, dude? Are you? Come on. Imagine pointing and clicking while you're trying to navigate through like a 7 vast ocean, dude. It's not gonna work, man. Whatever though. What do I know? I haven't played, and maybe they got big oceans and smaller boats. I don't know. How big's the boat gonna be? That's what I want to know. We don't know that yet. All right, now this next one's an easy one. How important is it that you should be able to walk around on your ship? To me, this kind of seems like I could take it or leave it. It's pretty mixed, everyone's opinion on this. I feel like if the boat is big enough, and you can like customize it, you can get like cosmetics up on there, you can get like, you can deck your ship out, no pun intended, with like some Zamorak flags or some Saradomin banners, or maybe you can like get Gertrude on there with you to hang out. I don't know, if you can customize it, I would be down to like, walk around it, and like if you can have like, it's a social experiment, right? If you could have your friends up on board too, that would probably be pretty cool. But if it's like just a little rinky-dink thing and you're like, oh look over there, there's the wheel that turns and the ship moves. And there's the big pole that sticks out of the top of it. The mast, if you will. What's that? I don't care about that, dude. It's the freaking, I don't want to look at that. I can see that from the overview. But if you can like really integrate some dope customizational possibilities, I mean, I would be okay with walking. I'm in the middle on here. 25%, I'm all about, it's mixed. It's mixed, bro. Like I like my martial arts. Mixed. All right, now, in my opinion, this would be the most integral thing here, right? This is the core gameplay and how the system is going to loop. How what's the overall, like, training going to be like? It's kind of split here. Some people think one main type of training, but with, like, small variations. Like Slayer is the example they give us. I don't like Slayer. I don't like combat. It's like my least favorite part of the game because I'm weird, I know. But I think that having different variations is going to keep this more fresh, right? Like their example is Hunter, right? How you can do with like the birds. You throw the birds into the water pools. They bring you back like the little fish baits, or catching chinchompas, or I'm sure there's others that I'm blanking on. The deadfall traps, the bird nets. There's lots of different ways, but ideally, it comes down to one overall way that's the best, and they mentioned that here, right? Hunter clearly has a similar core gameplay loop with different options, but Chinchompas is clearly the wide variety training method that everyone takes, because it's the best. So they're trying to come up with like what's going to be the best. Is it going to be sailing around in a lost little wonderland of tide pools and whirlwinds, or is it going to be exploring different islands? They're trying to figure out what's going to be the best here, and I think there's not going to be one choice that's better than the other. I think they're going to mainly shine here by having lots of different variations of smaller things, right? They're trying to really keep it away from being like a mini game. They want it to be, unique, and I think to do that, you're going to have to give us some different options, bro. So down below a little bit further, they speak about on how they're kind of thinking about how to train this with like exploring coral reefs and being on like a fishing expedition, being the favorites, which I think both sound pretty sick, especially the coral reef one. I'm imagining Super Mario Sunshine, 8 red coins in the reef. You know what I'm talking about if you're an OG. That's a beautiful piece of gaming in my mind. And I can imagine doing that. It would give you a chance to dust off that, the fishbowl helmet and the respirator backpack that you use for seaweed farming. You could use that up in those coral reefs, dude. It would be a fun time. The expeditions for fishing, I mean, I don't really like fishing that much, but it could be fun. Now, courier missions between ports. Are you talking about like Karamja port and like, the charter ports? Is that what you're talking about? Courier missions at those ports, to me, sounds like an awful idea because that's not sailing. I don't need to deliver 20 messages to Pirate Pete for his gold the doubloons that he lost. I don't need to go find that at the Karamja jail cells. I don't give a heck about that, man. I want to be out on the open sea if that's what this skill is about. I don't want to be in a courier port being a mailman. Alright, so the next point here is a pretty big one. It comes down to how they want to spread content around the ocean, right? Do they have an entire sea filled with content, but it's like smaller little side activities, almost like distractions in some other video games you might relate to? Or having specific sections of the sea that have huge chunks of content in them with like big things of like bosses or, like a dedicated quest to, which would be also sick, but that comes at the cost of having the rest of the ocean basically being empty. And it seems like, even Jagex is wanting to avoid the classic huge space with nothing to do problem looking at you, Ubisoft. So they're wanting to spread it out as much as they can, which is good. That's good because that's what we want. We want content everywhere. We don't want to be what's the point of being out on the open sea to sail through it for no reason? I mean, maybe that's the point. I guess it is called sailing. But what am I doing, dude? I gotta have a goal. I gotta have a mission. This is Grindscape. I'm not just out on the open sea to relax. I'm playing this game to have an anxiety attack. Alright, and then finally we come down to the reward space, which is a lot of people's favorite parts of these updates, or skills even. Now there's lots of interesting choices here. The first up being bosses on islands. Now I'm trying to figure out what they mean by how that would be a reward. Perhaps because you can unlock them by training, and then you can, like Slayer, for example, I suppose, then you can fight them on these specific islands. I think that's a good idea. But if you have to, train Slayer, then I'm out because I hate training Slayer. But it might be fun for some, I don't know. But combat's just really not my forte in this game. I know it is for a lot of people, so that would be fun for them, I suppose. Next one is the activities on the islands, having things like quests specifically, I think would be super cool. I love questing. Questing is my favorite part of the game. I'm the exact opposite of everyone else, right? Having a specific, sailing quest, the one to Fossil Island almost. I can't think of the name of that quest right off the top of my head, but the one I'm referencing, you get on a ship, you sail to another island, and that's the quest. So I think they could integrate something like that similarly, where you're exploring an unknown charted island, and it could be even instance. A lot of this skill, Jagex has said, is not going to be an instance, which is cool because I like the idea of it being integrated into the open world. I like the idea of being able to see people on the shore while I'm sailing by with my bass and my speakers bumping, and they can hear my ship doing the little wheelies because of the hydraulics on it. I like the idea of them seeing me and me seeing them. We're making eye contact across the shore. I like that. They're fishing for cod. I'm fishing for Bob. What does that mean? I don't know. You should ask Bob. But I like the idea of being able to see people around you. It makes it more, feel sociable. That being said, if you can have people on your ship, if you could have friends come, like a player-owned house, but this is a POS, a player-owned ship, then what were you thinking? Then I think that's pretty cool, because then you could have, people on there with you, and you could be chilling. Now, I don't know if that's what it's going to be or not, but it's not going to be instance. Jagex has said that a couple times, and I think I skipped past it on this article because I'm bad at this. But it's going to be, you can see the ships, and you can see the people on the shore, and you can see other ships in the ocean. So that's cool. But if you have a quest specifically, make it instance. Teleport us to a whole nother ocean world. This is where I start to get mad. They start talking about sailing PvP. If you know me, you know I hate PvP. I hate player versus player combat. I'm not playing this game to fight other people that are better than me, that can keystroke faster than I can J-stroke. Okay? I don't play this game to be owned by all the other people. I'm playing this game for the stories, the jewels, the loot. Give me the loot. Give me the loot. I don't want other people shooting me with cannons while I'm trying to have fun exploring the sea. Don't make this a wilderness sea where I can only I can only explore half the dang sea because half of it's covered with nerds with bigger cannons than mine. Alrighty, and then the last thing down here at the bottom actually comes from a Q&A from someone named Dratch. Don't really know who that is, but they go on to talk about how they want to utilize ports as a sailing training ground, which could use a crew system to recruit crew members locked behind quests. Now, I like that idea a lot because it goes back to what I was just saying about having partners on the ship with you, whether it's like a friend or a buddy just hanging out. But if you can actually recruit people from the game to like be part of your cruise ship, that would be sick, dude. If I could have like Gertrude, like I was saying, up on my ship just chilling with the top off, that'd be rad. Or you can have, like, I don't know, who's a cool NPC in RuneScape? Name 5. I can't. But, like the King Roald? Oh man, if you could recruit people after doing quests, that would be awesome. Evil Dave, there's one. Bob the Cat, oh no, R.I.P. But yeah, so you get what I'm saying. I think that would be a great idea. To have, like a crew member, like a list of, like as your skill level gets higher, the better the better skill crew you can have, like your houses, like with butlers. But this would be like swab mates or poop deck mates. I don't know, what are they called? Your crew members. Either way, that's pretty much the end of this post now. There was a lot of that. I went through most of it. There has been a couple others previously that I didn't quite go over in as much detail because a lot of it's just been talk about sketches and getting things started. This has kind of been the first real look into the skill. So how do I feel overall about the idea of sailing? I'm skeptical, but I know they're going to put it out into the game no matter what. There's just no chance that they don't. I feel like even if they have to fudge the numbers a little bit, I'm not saying Jagex would do that, but at the same time, I would if I was Jagex. If I went through all this pitch design, all this work, it's almost getting to the point where it's locked in to where they can't go back on it at that any further. So it's getting there. I think it's going to be a part of the game soon. How they do it is going to be, I'm waiting to see. I'm not trying to knock it till I try it. I'm excited to see it. Did I want a new skill in old school RuneScape? I can't really say yay or nay. I feel like it could be fun, but I also didn't mind having, what it was already like. You're going to hate me for saying this. I know I'm going to get ragged in the comments for this. I wanted summoning. I know you're like, but you said you didn't want taming, bro. Yeah, but summoning is better. And I know people are saying, but summoning ruined old school RuneScape. It made it to what it is today. And you're right, maybe, but I liked it and it was fun. So, whatever. What do you want? Dungeoneering? Try, what do we have that's like Dungeoneering? I don't remember. I haven't played RuneScape in so long. Anyway, so that's kind of where I'm at. Those are my opinions on the new skill, sailing. I'll probably try. Do you have to be a member to try it? I bet you do. I got to buy membership before it comes out. Thankfully, we've got some time. So that was all I really had to say there, everyone. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts and your opinions in the comments down below. So tell me, what do you think about sailing? Do you hate my opinion and want to fight me? Probably. Do it. Do it. Until next time, everyone, I will see you either in another video soon, maybe, or maybe not. I'm not constantly consistent yet. I will let you know when that's going to happen. I got a few things to do still, but I wanted to drop my opinions. Now let me hear yours. Enjoy the video, everyone. Well, rather, I hope you enjoyed the video, everyone, and I will see you sometime soon, though, nonetheless. But until then, everyone, bye!